King on screen.
King on screen. You notice Robert and I have Children of the Corn shirts on. So today's show is going to be about Cujo again.
Oh, just let's go revisit Cujo because
Let's
we
go
didn't talk about no. So
we
we
need
are
more D-Walls.
we are talking about Children of the Corn.
Yes. Been waiting for this one. I'm very excited about this, Robert. I'm just going to throw it out there. I know it's not the best movie in the world. I know it's not the best Stephen King film in the world, but it is one of my favorites. It has a special place in my heart.
I'm glad it does, and it's one of those that even if you haven't seen it, people know. Like just by title alone, or people are driving my corn or whatever. That people just know what Children of the Corn is. You may never seen the movie, but you know what it is.
Yes, yes. I knew about it for years before I
Yeah,
saw it because as
yeah.
a kid, my mom would be like, "Oh, we saw like Children of the Corn, like it's scary," and I'd be like, "What is that?" Or a lot of cornfields in Pennsylvania. We drive
Yeah,
by and it's
yeah.
like, "Remember the Children of the Corn?" I'm like, "What was that?"
Well, yeah. The allure sometimes is much better than
And sometimes
the executions.
that's actually very true.
Yeah.
Actually,
So a little bit of backstory. So it was based on a short story first published in 77 in Penthouse, and
yes.
then later they added it the next year to Night Shift, the kind of anthology collection that Stephen King had, and that also shows there also she happens to be reading it because it shows up on the dashboard of the car. So
Right. It's got the cover for the I guess it was the window, the one with the
yeah,
eyes and the
yeah,
hand. You can
yeah,
see
yeah.
it right there.
And so, but yeah, Pirates, they basically done a throwaway is like, I just can't get started on this book. Like they would have known like, honey, this is,
It's right. I just can't get started on this book.
I can't, yeah. So Stephen King wrote one of the first screenplays, but they just did not like it. And it is a pretty short story, but I remember, if you remember the story itself, like the children don't show up to about halfway through, and it's really a focus on the two adults. Now I can't remember the name, but bickering. I mean, their
Yeah.
relationship is not in a good place, and so it makes sense. On one hand, it makes sense because bickering, you don't want to watch unlikable characters, and then if you're supposed to feel for them, that is not going to help, especially in,
No.
in in movie form. So.
No, and the character that Peter Horton plays in the film, he he kind of gets a little short with her at
Bert. Yeah.
times, Bert, which kind of alludes to that. But
Yeah.
you're absolutely right. In the book, it was like they were almost like close to a divorce. There just wasn't good. And I remember him saying like, "Oh, she's starting to lose her looks," like in his inner monologue, things like that, or whatever it was.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. That wouldn't work on film because you have to feel for them. And if I'm not mistaken, I haven't read the book in a minute, but were they was he still a surgeon and they were moving across the country?
I think so. I don't know if it was moving. I can't remember, but yeah,
Okay.
same thing. And part of their like sometimes you can tell what was going on in Stephen King's life because he would drive across Nebraska, and yeah, I mean, obviously, I think he was driving across Nebraska to go to the Shining Hotel. But
Yeah.
because I
Because
remember
he
he talked,
remembered the church in the book, like it looked
yeah,
familiar to him or something.
and so I remember he'd read about Nebraska just seemed to be like I can't remember how he said it, but it's like 70% sky because when you have completely plains and you're driving, literally your whole field of vision is just sky. That's all you see. So
Right,
and so
right.
you never know kind of where these little inklings take place that he kind of remembers and takes down. But now the
Yeah.
thing the movie does, like as a book, they're trying to just solve the mystery of what's going on in this town, but obviously, the movie starts with a prologue, shows you exactly what happened, with kids murdering all the
Yes.
adults or whatever. So you already
Right
know,
away too.
yeah, these kids are bad. And then I know we've talked about then it's like 3 years later, but none of the kids have aged. But um,
You're
but
so right. It's a big and in the book it was supposed to be like 12 years or 10 years since that all happened. And the director was like, there's no way we can it's implausible to do this anyway, but there's no way 10 years would pass and
yeah,
people wouldn't know that communications were gone.
yeah,
So
and the kids would have to be having kids at that point, because if they get killed at
yeah,
8:19 or 8 whatever it happens to be. But
right.
so part of it is like,
Thankfully we
suspension of
avoided
disbelief.
that.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
and literally I didn't think about it until I was an adult, like the
Right.
kids tonight, or we can blame the corn, like something's in the corn. I don't know.
Yeah. The corn
Um,
plays a lot in this.
yeah. So filmed mostly in I. It takes place in Nebraska, Gatlin, Nebraska, but
Nebraska.
was filmed mostly in Iowa. They mention Hemingford in the movie, which Hemingford home is where Mother Abigail is.
Oh, your friend. Is that what he, big old railroad
Yeah.
picnic?
I think it's like the
Yes.
next town over or something because I know
Yeah.
the gas station guy talks about Hemingford. So
Yeah. You just want to go right up that way. You'll be there before you know it.
yeah. So
Hemingford home of Mother Abigail, and the setting for 1922.
oh, is that okay? I've not. I think I started that and I didn't get too far. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, it's a
yeah,
very tough
yeah,
watch.
yeah,
I got 3 tries before I got
yeah.
through it. It's very, very
Oh, is
slow.
that the one where they get lost? If you really want to actually get lost in the corn, or is that something else I'm thinking of? I can't remember, but
You get lost in the
that might be
movie.
different. Yeah.
It's not
Oh,
a
is that what? Yeah,
not
not a
my
good.
favorite. I don't. Yeah, it's not good. I
Um,
think it was good, but Children of the Corn has first of all, just before we get into a deeper
yeah.
dive, I just want to talk about the poster for a second. It
Oh,
has
yes.
one of the most iconic posters in the King franchise. The little figures in the back, the
Yeah.
scary
The
little,
little children.
they look like little trolls.
Yes.
It's just a
An
beautiful
adult
poster.
nightmare. We'll
Yeah,
talk about the taglines, but yeah, and
yes.
the sickle. Do they use the sickle in the movie? I don't know if they actually even do, but it
They
works.
show it, but they don't.
Yeah.
They don't. I don't think they ever use one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
but it works though. It's great. Um, but Children of the Corn has the imagery they have in the film with the Jesus poster with the corn and the police station and they do a very good job of using the non-scary husks to like scare you. Like
yeah,
it's everywhere. And
it
there's a
works.
lot of stand similarities with, the abandonment, everything happened in the beginning, the what's left is good and evil, and the police chief hung up a lot of times in the stand. There was like a drug addict hung up on the poles, and you can see a lot of it's true King is my point
Yeah.
in a lot of
It,
it.
and they don't even need to go to Vegas. Final,
No New
final,
Vegas,
final showdown is just in the field. But
right?
and now the book ends, I guess, much darker for our two lead characters, Bert and Vicky,
Yeah,
than the movie. And I know it's a favorite of yours that the movie is just the end. Like we should. Do you want a kid stay for a day or maybe even a week? And they're like and then
right.
the end.
Immediately, like
Yeah,
if you haven't watched it, folks, they're talking, and then all of a sudden it says the end on the screen, and the credits roll, and it's amazing. It's awkward, it's jarring. Like, give it a minute, give it literally 30 seconds to have like a fade out. No,
no.
they
What
just throw it on screen.
what I picture is they're filming and they're like, they're doing the walkway and all of a sudden, like the film is like, well, that's end of reel.
That's end of
That's all we had.
probably there's something going on because it's a really awkward ending.
So if you're in almost on an annual basis, Onset Cinema does showings and locations of Children of the Corn up in Iowa.
Yeah,
So check it
and
out.
I have the locations at the end of this segment to show as well
Ooh,
from
okay.
your page, which are great.
But yeah, so I know you saw the tagline is an adult nightmare,
An
which
adult
I wonder
nightmare.
if because that was the main tagline. I don't know. Did they need to differentiate it that this was not a kid movie? I don't know.
Thought about that last night,
Yeah,
Robert. I went down a little rabbit hole of this, and I couldn't find anything, but I believe it is to differentiate
yeah.
because, as you can see, the other tagline, the and a child shall lead them,
Hmm.
as if you didn't know from the sickle and the word Stephen King, it's not for kids. So uh,
No kids allowed.
no kids allowed. But the music in this, Robert, which is we talked about the music from
Yes.
I have Matt Clark and I have all the facts.
Oh, the Jonathan Elias, which this was his first soundtrack that he did.
Yes.
And it has some we were talking about Amityville. It sounds like Amityville to me. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
we got some kid voices. But he also did Vamp, Jagged Edge, Leprechaun 2.
Nice.
And then I don't know if he came back for Children of the Corn in 2009 or they just used the same
Oh, right.
soundtrack.
Right.
But it does show up because I have horror movie soundtracks, whatever. Usually it pops up there because people kind of remember it and so
Yeah,
forth. But one, I was surprised that Jonathan did not do more. But I was also kind of
I
surprised
am too.
that this was his first film soundtrack. But
Yeah,
I like
yeah,
it. It works. So
very much so. Yeah, I think the soundtrack is just such a good creepy hook,
yeah.
and it's such a they use such a have such a great use for it in this. It works very well. I can't say enough about the soundtrack, and I'm curious if they came back for the 2009 one or if they just used it, but
I'll have to
who
look.
knows?
So,
But yeah,
I always get to thinking. So, obviously, Linda Hamilton was literally, she was also on the cusp because later that year, Terminator would come out and she would kind of skyrocket. And she has good moments in this film, but she also has some, how do I say, cringy. That Toto thing where she's singing. It was just like,
that was
it's,
very cringe where she's
it's
like, and
like,
my friends are back to school. And it goes on
it,
maybe a little
wait, a
like a
little bit
minute
more than a
too
maybe too
long.
long. Yeah, that
Yeah.
it's
I mean,
just
and
like,
he was cringing. Like the actor Peter Horton on set was like, "Oh,
it's like,
oh,"
oh, let's cut this. This
and
won't make the final film, but.
she was kind of cringing. It was like it was long and just it wasn't a. Yeah, it's my least favorite part of the movie.
Yeah.
I think
Then it would have made sense that they'd be bickering the rest of the trip because it's like, oh, I need to get
that
it.
would cause
I
a
need
divorce.
I
Yeah.
need to get rid of her. But so yeah, so a good year for Linda Hamilton.
Yeah.
And of course, a couple years she would hit the stratosphere with King Kong Lives.
Oh, with that giant scalpel. It's just so great. I love
Uh
King Kong Lives. It's on YouTube for free. They don't even try to like fight the rights. They just like just have it. It's
yeah.
great.
Now this we talked about because I think this has 9 films in the Children of the Corn, I guess what franchise, so
Yeah.
which are mostly not really kind of related and so forth, but some of the characters come back. Oh, but I did get to thinking because obviously Linda Hamilton came back for Terminator not Genesis, Dark Fate, and so
Right.
maybe
Right.
yeah, her and Peter Horton can come back for
Get
some
him
more Children of
back.
the Corn. Like these children waited for this night. I waited for them.
Right.
Like
I waited for them. Cream
they're.
corn tonight.
Oh,
Cream corn
I was
tonight.
going to wonder if we're going to talk about that as a quote, as one of our favorite quotes that does not exist, but only in our minds.
Is cream corn
Cream
tonight?
Corn Tonight, where they
Eh,
go back to Gatlin and
yes. Instead of the Halloween
yeah,
line, it would be cream corn tonight. Instead of evil
100%.
dies tonight.
Yeah, yeah. So
It
it would
works.
work. I don't see what else
Hey.
is Linda doing? Nothing.
Or Children of the Maze, where they try to do an
Push them
into
all together. Yeah.
Neo kind of yeah.
Yeah.
One thing that I wrote down was you're right. It has more sequels than any other film. Works.
Stephen King film.
Stephen
Yep.
King,
Yeah.
and then the characters Sarah and Job were written for the story.
Mm.
And one thing I didn't really pick up until I watched it again was Sarah. She has telekinetic kind of abilities, which but
Or
that's
or ESP
ESP.
or yeah or sensing the future or something like that. Yeah.
Right. She has the
Yeah.
vision of
Yeah.
sight,
Yeah. Oh yes.
the gift of
Sight.
sight. But that's kind of why Isaac gave them a pass, right? Because he was like,
That's
she has a gift. Let's
yeah. Because they were supposed to get in trouble, or but
they
they saved her.
they shouldn't be
Um,
in the old houses, he
yeah.
said. And Malachi, like, Isaac, when Malachi brought them forth to Isaac, Isaac was like, take them back where they were, like, leave them be. And he's like, but they were breaking all the rules. Is that because she had I see, I never like paid attention to that in the
I think
past.
yeah. So one that was kind of why she was saved, but then if you really look at it, her gift of sight is really only about 3 minutes ahead of the
Yeah, it's a
She's
picture
like,
of like
I
someone came
like,
down the road.
yeah, and it was like, did you just see the car coming down and you just quickly made a picture? Is that your gift of sight?
Exactly.
Like,
Right. It's 3 minutes ahead.
but that's what she like. Everything that she draws a picture of is like literally happens.
Right.
You drew a picture of someone coming to the door, and like, boom! It's like, what?
You drew a
Who
picture of
knew?
the phone ringing. How would
Yeah,
you know that? And then you
yeah.
see her like calling on herself.
So maybe she's super smart. She's like, I need to get out
Yeah.
of this place.
Yeah. She's trying
I'm gonna go to Minnesota.
to, I'm getting out of here. The book,
Uh,
they also had Puritan Amish country kind of clothes on,
mm.
which they do in the movie to a degree, but um yeah, I think in the book it was more prominent they were
Yeah, I
talking
don't
about.
know why, and I guess I mean, there is Amish in Iowa as well. So, but I don't know if they you just kind
Oh,
of
are there really? I had no
yeah,
idea.
but they're not near that, But I don't know if they just kind of appropriated or like
Oh,
one
right, right.
visual wise, it works. You wouldn't even think anything of it, or like oh the olden time, But
Oh, yeah, right.
at
No
some point,
electricity.
it would just be clothes that are 3 years out of style. They're like, why are you? Is that an OP shirt? What are you doing? What is that?
Is that a Star Wars t-shirt that what I don't understand. Features Monopoly, best game ever
Oh,
in
does it?
the
What? I don't remember the Monopoly.
when the kids are
Yeah,
playing
yeah.
right before Linda Hamilton and or right before Malachi comes in, he throws the knife in the Monopoly game, and I remember thinking
Mm.
like, is that necessary?
Oh,
You have to
just
throw the knife in
ruined
there.
a good board game.
Perfectly good
Where are you
game.
gonna get another one?
Yeah. Why is
There's
his
no
aim that good? Right.
nobody's coming to this town for the past 3 years for any
No.
supplies
Yeah.
or
What are they doing?
grocery stores or
Or paying their gas bill or
yeah. If nobody notices. I don't remember if they mention that in the story or if it's just better to a short story.
yeah,
You're in and out, so you don't have to
right.
address it.
It's
But
like The
yeah,
Mist. It was a
yeah.
novella in the it was much shorter and they kind of filled in the gaps. Like so the guy at the gas station was supposed to be the face of the adults. Like
Mm.
he's the one that like fronted for the gas and signed everything. But that still isn't a lot for like, hey, these folks haven't paid taxes in 3 years. The IRS would catch up to you.
At some point, and maybe because the 3 year mark is the time, like, oh, right, you hit the red flag state of uh,
We're
or they
gonna
could
set
do, yeah,
right.
there's a fence that Sarah and Joe come over and it's like 2025. Like, what? No, it's not. It's 1984. It's like, ma'am,
Bam.
it's 2020. You're like, I don't know what's going on in this corn reserve, but
Right, but you need we found their body in the stinking alley in the dumpster. What? What?
that's what this movie needs. Cherry Jones, that she
Yeah.
was like original child. So like, yeah,
Just throw Cherry Jones in there and it's a hit.
I think we need to pitch this somehow that,
Yeah. I don't ask questions if it
do
comes from
that
that.
M. Night Shyamalan's Children of the Corn
Oh,
Village.
probably filmed in Pennsylvania. It would be
Oh,
brilliant.
just call it Gatlin, you know,
It's
just like
actually
everything
not
else.
bad for a
Yeah,
prequel to talk about, hey, there's a lot of mumbling from the fields because wasn't Isaac was a minister, they were saying. What does that
yeah,
mean? Like he was a child minister?
yeah.
Who's
And
listening to this kid?
now that I think about it, I think M. Night just actually stole. I know he got sued already for
Uh-oh.
stealing the village from another book, but I
Yeah.
think now that I think about it, like he's also like, yeah, he who walks behind the rows, you can't see him, but
Those we don't speak of.
you
Yeah.
hear that rustling? That's
Oh,
wind. They're like, no, that's another movie.
yeah, that's
This,
called plagiarism.
yeah. But
That's
yeah,
brilliant.
and then later he would say, oh yeah, wind is evil. So, but anyway,
Right. Oh gosh.
anyway,
Some of our favorite quotes, Robert, on Children of the Corn.
obviously, Outlander, we
We
have
have
your woman. Yeah,
and Outlander's spoken a few times, which is
yeah.
great. That's
It's just
part of
what
the
you yell.
vernacular.
Yeah. I wonder if
Outlander.
I've not been at these fan things, but I wonder if people are yelling it in these towns when they do have the
Okay,
fan
that's
tours.
my
Yeah.
question. What is the fan base of this film? Like,
Uh,
is it big? It's not like Nightmare on Elm Street big. I mean, there's only one
no. Yeah.
classic. The rest are, but there's enough to fill in those gaps. What is it like
There's enough people travel to Iowa
to do it every
to
year?
do it. Yeah. Is this heaven? No, it's Gatlin, Nebraska.
But
Um,
they could never get a good sequel, though, right? I mean,
they did, and I don't know if I'll get the
they're
sequels, but yeah,
bad.
they tried and then they remade it again. I remember one of the remakes was or probably the only remake I think. Well, actually, because they did, I think it was a sci-fi original movie. They did try to be more uh truthful to or adaptive of the short story, and you hated that it was bickering character. They were bickering the first part. It's like you just
Right.
it's like get rid of them. Die, like you wanted them to.
Yeah. You don't
Yeah,
want them to go.
yeah. So it did not work. But
Did not work. My favorite quote
yeah, what's your
is
quotes?
Isaac when he's screaming when they're putting him up on the husks and he's in
Oh.
the field and he's like, and he screams like a girl. And he's like,
It is kind of, I don't think I wonder if that, it seems like a girl's scream. Nothing against the guy, if it was his scream.
no, it's
But
brilliant.
yeah, it was a high, almost Not as high as Reggie the Reckless, Mariah Carey scream, but it was a good it was a scream queen's scream.
It was a scream show. Yeah, it
Yeah,
was worthy of the contemporaries of his time.
yeah.
And I don't
I
know if
know
I
you
can
have
find the
no, but I know you have a couple other quotes that you like too.
just want to
Um,
share a quick clip
oh,
if I
is
could.
this screaming?
That's not Seasem, but that is one of the best. Come on, that's great.
It is good. So,
So Seasem's up there for me.
mm,
The final line of the film is Linda Hamilton saying, "Send her a get well card from Seattle. Let's get the hell out of here."
no, Seattle. I forgot that's
Right,
where are they
right.
coming from that they're driving through Nebraska to
I
get to
think
Seattle?
I
Okay,
think it
is that
was.
yeah,
I mean, it doesn't make any sense
yeah,
because I assume Maine. I don't know.
yeah, which seems a little far. Anyway, now I'm questioning everything. Like, wait a second.
I'm questioning more and more.
I can deal with the kids not aging for 3 years and nobody recognizes this town has been cut off or whatever, but
Right.
this drive is not right. Yeah.
And you have he who walks behind the rose will decide your fate.
Yes, I think that was an
Yes,
Isaac. Yeah. So wait,
it is.
only Isaac can say it. I won't even pretend to say it.
He's
But
yeah.